Hey guys, Lauren Losing here. This is not a weekly update. I just realized last night that I have not done an update in about a month. Time just kind of got away from me, and I honestly, I've continued to struggle with not feeling good about myself and not feeling good about my body, and I know that it's still important to check in and be accountable when those things are happening, and that it can also help other people because they realize, you know, they're not alone. They're not the only people feeling that way. But I just don't have as much motivation to sit down and make a video when I'm feeling that way. I really don't want to sit in front of a camera and talk, you know, to it when I don't feel good about myself. So yeah, that's been part of it. So this is not really a regular weekly update. I don't even know what week it is. I think it's probably in the late 90s, maybe around week like 98. That's so crazy. So I'm not gonna do the whole like numbers thing today. I'll give you like a brief update on my life. I did start, I think last time I came to you guys, I talked about possibly starting a diet bet. I did. I'm gonna do another one after this. When I started this one, I meant to make a video and kind of announce it. I announced it on Facebook. It's a almost $2,000 bet. Like, we got that many people who joined it, which is great. So next time, hopefully even more people will join it. Although I think that for that to happen, I would probably have to wait a little while to do one again, because I don't think a lot of people would want to start another diet bet immediately after they ended one. But so yeah, so we're 2 weeks into it now, almost 2.5 weeks. I think it ends on like July 12th. So I posted on Facebook last night asking like what kind of videos people would want to see, or what kind of video people would want to see. A lot of people said a food haul, which I used to do a lot of them, and then I kind of stopped making them because when I did my food hauls, there were always new things. I never did repeats. So I can do a food haul for you guys. It's just that a lot of it might be like repeat stuff that I've done in past food hauls. But I know that, you know, not everyone's gonna watch every single one of my videos, and you know, people aren't necessarily going to go back and watch old food hauls, so I can always do a new one. I am going to do a couple of makeup videos as well. People have requested that. So I think I'm going to do like a favorites video, just a general favorites of my makeup products. I might do a little like tour of my vanity. I just revamped my vanity and I love it. I'll probably do like maybe a makeup haul thing. That's my new money spending thing. I've stopped buying clothes. I mean, not completely, but not as much as I used to. So I also don't have that many fashion hauls to do. And things that I'm buying are like boring sweatshirts. So I don't have that many fashion hauls to do, but I've transferred it over to buying makeup, which I used to do. I mean, I used to buy makeup, but not the way that I've been buying makeup lately. Excuse me. I got this Big Squeeze Shandy UFO. It's like grapefruit beer. I don't love it. I like grapefruit and I like beer, but I'm not loving this. But that's just a side note. All right, so something that someone brought up about me to possibly talk about is, you know, basically every way that my life has changed since surgery. I feel like that would take a lot of prep and it would be a pretty long video for me to do, but I can do some stuff off the top of my head, and I'll do some positives and some negatives. So positive, obviously, like, I've gone over this before in some of my videos too, but my life has completely changed since before surgery. So before surgery, I had not been working for almost a year. I had lost my job in October before surgery, and I didn't go back to work. It was kind of a combination of things, but I did not have the confidence to go after the job that I really wanted, which was, you know, which is the job that I have now, which is working with eating disorder patients. I did not have the confidence to do that, and I struggled with, you know, it's everybody's struggle, but you know, first world problems. I struggled with being ambitious enough to get a job that I knew I didn't want. So I was kind of caught in that catch-22, I guess. I did not like to leave the house. I was super self-conscious. You couldn't tell when I was around people. I was a really pretty good actress, with, you know, being a people person and being really friendly and all that stuff, but I found every excuse to, you know, I would only leave the house for a couple hours at a time, and I would find excuses to stay home. I would cancel plans. Like, if I had plans to go out, I would cancel a lot. I don't know, I was in a relationship at the time. I lived with my girlfriend, and I know a lot of people, you know, before surgery feel like they settled in relationships. I didn't feel like I was settling for her. I just had fallen in love with her at some point and then fell out of love with her, and yeah, I'm not gonna get into that too much. But it wasn't like one of those things where, like, I was fat and I was settling for her. I actually pursued her. Anyway, so things that have changed, I got, like, no attention from the opposite sex or the same sex before surgery. If I did, you know, it was just guys who were into bigger girls, and I never wanted to be with someone like that because I knew that I was not happy as a bigger woman. So I knew that I wanted to change, and I didn't want someone who just liked me because I was big. What else? I wore all black, which, I mean, this is a bad example today because I'm wearing black, but I wore all black. There was barely any color in my wardrobe. Yeah, these are kind of the things that come off the top of my head. So then after surgery, you know, I had the confidence to actually go after the job I wanted, and I got it. I love leaving the house. You know, I don't like to stay home as much. I mean, lately that's changed a little bit with, you know, my confidence going down again. But yeah, so I don't want this to just be a cheery video, which sounds awful, I guess. But I want to prepare you guys for something that I knew could happen. it's one of those things, I guess, where you're like, oh, that's not going to happen to me. Which must, I think 99% of people go through a stage after surgery where you know everything and you're doing everything right and it's easy. I think that most people go through a stage where it is easy. I would say even for, like, how long did I maintain before I gained a good amount of weight back? I maintained it's been over a year since I hit my goal of 135, and I pretty much, without too much effort, maintained for 6 to 7 months, I think, before it was a lot easier for me to gain weight. So even for the first almost year and a half, it was pretty easy because I could, I wasn't eating shit, but I wasn't being like super strict, and I was able to maintain my weight pretty easy. If I went up, 5 to 7 pounds, I could get that weight off within like 2 weeks just by buckling back down. And, now it's not as easy, and it's much easier to gain weight, and it's not as easy to get back on track. This isn't what I was going to say, or that was part of it, but that's not what I was referring to before. So, I know that Tanya, VSG Tanya 2011, that her mental stuff hit her farther out. I think she said around the 2-year mark, and I'm almost at the 2-year mark. And the mental stuff is hitting me now. I think most people go through the mental mindfuck within the first year of surgery. I'm going through it now. And my mental mindfuck at my MMF is that because I've gained some weight back, I feel like I've gained all my weight back. I feel like I am 269 pounds again, 250 pounds again. I feel like I need, even though most of my clothes still fit. Like, I have some shirts that were like no give, like no stretch, like button-up shirts that are too small now. Like, they're too tight in the chest and the arms. But 95% of my clothes still fit. But if I am buying new clothes, this includes like new scrubs for work or just new clothes in general, I'm grabbing things that are way too big for me, because I'm picturing myself as so much bigger than I am. It's really messing with my mind a little bit, because how I feel, and a lot of the times how I like see myself in pictures and stuff like that, I feel so big. But then, I'll buy a size medium shirt because I feel like that's what I should be fitting into. Even though that's not big, but like going from an extra small to a small, I feel like I need to be buying like stuff a lot bigger, like a size or two bigger, and then I bring it home and it's like swimming on me. So that's what I have been struggling with most. I honestly think that the only way to get it under control is to get back on track. I think that even though my like clothing size hasn't changed, my body composition has changed a ton. Like, my stomach is definitely bigger. My boobs are bigger again, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like that, but I know that it means I've gained weight. My arms are bigger, my collarbones don't stick out as much anymore, my face is rounder. I think because I do carry my weight in my upper body, it's messing with my mental picture of myself more than usual, I guess. So I think that the really only way to fix this is for me to get back down to my comfortable weight, you know, which I'm in the process of doing. But that is something that I wanted to mention, is that, you know, that's something to be prepared for, I guess, is that if you have an easy time, which, you know, I know a lot of people, I get really mad about people saying that weight loss surgery is the easy way out. I did a whole video on this during my know-it-all phase, but I still pretty much agree with what I was saying. I just kind of I probably came off a little know-it-all, and but you know, weight loss surgery for the first year for me was all in all easy. So I know that's not everyone's experience, but if that is your experience, just know that it will not always be easy. Or probably won't always be easy. I do know people who are almost 3 years out and still say that they don't get hungry, and still say that, you know, that maintenance is easy for them, but that just hasn't been my experience. And I knew that this was going to be the most difficult part for me, honestly. So, other ways my life has changed. I get a good amount of attention from the opposite sex now. It's kind of funny. Pretty much every time I post either just a regular selfie, or especially like a transformation Tuesday picture, like a before and after on Facebook, pretty much without fail, I will get a message from usually an ex-boyfriend, or just someone who either I knew when I was heavier, not always though, but I mean, usually it's someone who knew me when I was heavier, and, you know, they all of a sudden see, you know, that I'm different now, and I usually get a message, which is amusing and annoying at the same time. 1 second. Oh. Hey guys, gotta reapply that gloss. Oh, this video is getting long. I'm sorry. What else? The one thing is I'm still really shitty with my exercise routine, but it is so much easier to get back, because it's not like into an exercise routine, because even though I had not, like literally the last time I went for a run yesterday, 2 days ago, yesterday, I forget, I think it was yesterday, whatever, and the last time that I had exercised before that was when I did my mud run. And then the last time that I exercised before my mud run was several months before that. So I really have not exercised in like 5 months, like really long time. Maybe it was more like 4 months. Anywho, I decided that I was going to go for a run. It was actually really hard to get myself to do that. I decided I was going to do it, and I changed into my running clothes, and I was like, I don't want to run. But I made myself do it anyway, and I ran a mile straight. And then I did intervals for another mile, so I ran a mile out and then a mile back, and I did running and walking intervals on the way back. So, I mean, there's no way before surgery, you know, when I was heavy, that I could decide to start exercising again and run even a quarter mile. probably not even 1/10 of a mile. So the fact that I can, you know, go for months without exercising and then go run a mile is pretty crazy to me. Am I suggesting that you don't go for months, you know, that you go for months without exercising? No. But that is a major change. And then of course there's all the obvious ones. Excuse me, I just burped. Of, you know, shopping in regular clothing stores. I have more of the problem now of actually not finding clothes in my size because the bigger sizes are left, as opposed to not finding clothes in my size because they're all too small. I get the comments of people calling me tiny a lot. I mean, that also has to do with my height. I'm 5'2", but I had a big NSV when I went to visit Portland when I stayed with Lindsay. I don't know if I mentioned this on my last one, but I was wearing a really short black dress, and I had to make sure that I was wearing like short, like boy short underwear, because I knew someone was gonna pick me up, and so I didn't want to show my ass to everyone. But that was something that I never would have had to consider before, you know, that people were going to be most likely going to be picking me up. So these are, you know, these are all things that have changed since surgery. Things that haven't changed are, I have not changed my coping mechanisms since surgery. I would love to say that when I'm bored, I go to the gym, but a lot of the times now I do still eat when I'm bored, which I'm actively trying to change this, but I'm just trying to be real with you guys. Or I go shopping, and that's actually something that I did before surgery too. I would just spend money. So those are not good coping skills, but I'm just trying to be real with you guys with, you know, what did change since surgery and what didn't change. I mean, hold on one second. Sorry, my parents are getting ready to leave for London. I had to go get something from my mom. So yeah, I'm just trying to be honest with you guys with what did change and didn't change. You know, surgery changes your anatomy. It does not change your brain. I'm sure you've heard this a million times. So if you want to change your behaviors, that's something that you have to work on yourself. Surgery is not going to change that. I think that's pretty much it, guys. I will try to do a food haul for you guys tomorrow. I have a day off tomorrow, so I'll try to do maybe a couple videos for you guys tomorrow. Any other ideas for videos, feel free to leave them in the comments below, because yeah, it's just easier if you guys help me out. Weekly updates, you know, are a little difficult at this point, just because if things aren't majorly changing for me, I really don't have much to say. So, I mean, obviously, if there is a big change, if I find a workout routine that works out well for me and all that stuff, and I will definitely keep you guys updated. But any other ideas for videos, please leave comments below. All right, guys, until next time.